Hi, I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to give a general overview of the entire term-long research process. It has not happened a lot in the ISIS program, but it has happened enough in a few specific cases to make me want to be concerned enough to give this video to all of you, just to eliminate any possible confusion at the very beginning of the term, which in the end produces a massive mistake at the end of term. We are charged with trying to develop an original scholarly piece that is a full-length scholarly article. That is usually daunting to most students. And believe me, the ISIS program, to my knowledge, is the only program in the entire country, indeed perhaps in the entire world, that specifically sets out within each and every one of its master's class to demand that of you, that you actually produce, not simply learn the process, not learn the rules and the tricks and the methods and the approaches of doing original research, but we ask you to do the research and produce by the end of each class a full-length scholarly piece. How do we do that? We do that by giving you 5 individual analytical assignments that look at one specific niche area that you select at the beginning of the term. Those 5 phases, as you already well know, are your threat assessment, your policy appraisal, your strategic comparative analysis, your conflict resolution, and finally your policy generation. Each one has a 1,500-word general minimum and maximum word limit. Remember that each of these phases are highly calibrated and highly organized and structured and positioned to benefit you. They were not chosen randomly. They were not selected arbitrarily. It is done to make that scholarship process less daunting, less intimidating. So I would highly suggest that you try to stick to those parameters as much as you can. Coming in to me with a phase, for example, producing a conflict resolution phase that is nearly 3,000 words, is just as bad in the end as giving me a policy appraisal that is only 500 words. When you take the 5 phases, roughly being 1,500 words each, give or take a few hundred, you will at the end therefore have a complete, when they are all fused together, a complete scholarly piece of roughly 7,500 words. That is perfectly in the wheelhouse of most scholarly publications. So, do not deviate from those parameters too dramatically, or it will leave you, you will find, with quite a bit of work at the end. At the end is what we have become famously or infamously, given your point of view, in the ISIS program, the fusion phase. Keep in mind that the fusion phase is not what we do to just cut and paste things together. In fact, it will be very obvious to me if I receive a final product from a student that is simply, here's part 1, here's part 2, here's part 3, here's part 4, here's part 5, simply cut and paste it together into a single Word document. That is not fusion. Fusion is literally what it sounds. You will be taking these 5 individual analytical assignments, fusing them together through your revision, your refinement, your editing, and making it seem to an outside reader as if these pieces were always parts of a single whole from the very beginning. It should be seamless. It will seem and should be like it is a full length, designed specifically to be a single research article. That is your challenge. That is your purpose when you approach the fusion phase. I hope this has given you all a sense of what you are trying to do. You are not changing your topic from phase to phase. You are not randomly selecting different ideas as they come to you throughout the term. And you are not simply cutting and pasting things together at the end. And you are not, oh, I am from the intelligence community, so therefore I will be extremely concise and give you a phase of 400 words. Oh, well, I'm a beautiful writer and I know all about analysis, so therefore I'm going to give you a phase that's 5,000 words. Stick to the parameters. Be completely free in the way you approach your content and your analysis, and you will be well on your way at the end to becoming a real analyst, a real scholar, with the opportunity to be truly published. It can be done. It has been done. You are in the only program in the world that charges you with doing it, that challenges you to excel in this area. It is an exciting, and yes, indeed, at times it will be a frustrating process, but in the end it will be an extremely rewarding one. I hope you will enjoy the journey, and I hope now all of you have a much better and clearer understanding and perception of what this overall ICES Master's program is attempting to do in each and every class, with all of these phases, with the fusion, with the parameters. Enjoy it, revel in it, and I look forward to the journey and seeing what you produce. Truly, truly fascinating times.